You've arrived, and we're so glad you're here. The Board of Trustees, along with Factory Point Place and Bromley Mountain Resorts, welcomes you to the Dorset Players' 98th season and tonight's performance of The Minutes, directed by Jonathan Pate. We want to thank our show sponsors, H.N. Williams and Kevin O'Toole, attorney at law, and we encourage you to support those local businesses that choose to support our local theater. And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Big Cherry and enjoy The Minutes.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. Good to have you back. Thank you. My condolences. Thank you. How old was your mother? 76. Young these days. Father still alive? No. Lost both of mine too. Tough spot. It's disorienting for a while. You feel untethered. Well, I suppose you are. How are the services? Really, it's a blur. She wasn't from here, was she? No, the coast. My wife's from here. We moved here a couple years ago to be closer to her parents. Right, well, you seem like you're bearing up. Welcome back. Let me know if I can do anything. Thank you. How was last week? Did I miss anything? We're on track. I'm Peel.
I know.
It's just that I'm new here. I missed last week's meeting, so I've only been to a couple meetings. 2.
I know.
I wasn't sure you remembered me.
I know who you are.
Still getting my lay of the land.
It takes a while.
And how long have you been clerk?
Few years.
You have an awful lot of responsibility.
Knew what I was signing up for.
Still, it's a lot. Man, it's really coming down out there. Do you like it, being clerk?
It's needed.
Well, I understand that. I didn't. I didn't understand that until I had my child. I never considered public service before then, but after my daughter was born, I thought, well, I can sit around complaining about everything, or I can pitch in and make Big Cherry a better place to live. Try. Oh.
She's lovely.
Justine, 18 months. Do you have children?
A daughter.
Oh, great. How old?
5. Look, almost 5.
Great. What's her name?
Evie.
Nice. Do you have a picture?
I don't think so.
I think I met your husband. He owns the steakhouse.
That's right.
I met him at the Kiwanis pancake supper.
Huh.
And I joined the Kiwanis.
So you're a joiner.
Yeah, I guess I am. You know, moving to a new town, having a baby, it just opened up a lot of things. My wife is home with Justine, so I feel like I have an obligation to be more social. So we joined the Kiwanis and started playing bridge, my wife and I. And then I ran to the seat.
And you got elected.
Yeah, still can't believe that. My mother actually warned me not to.
Why is that?
Oh, she thought I'd be too eager to please. She said the first time you have to vote no on someone else's idea, you're gonna have a panic attack.
You have panic attacks?
No. She was exaggerating. She was fine.
I'm sorry about your mother.
Thank you. Is that something that happens?
The grid. It's really old.
Say, who's Evie's dentist? Sorry, I'm a dentist, pediatric dentist.
We see Dr. Crane.
Oh, sure. Yeah, very good. Hey, I wasn't soliciting.
I know.
Just professional curiosity.
It's fine.
Boy, old Crane really has the place sewn up around here, doesn't he? Say, did I miss anything last week? I heard some of the fellows in the parking lot talking about Mr. Carp.
I'm sure you'll learn what you need to know.
You know who I'm talking about? Jim Rutherford. Big guy. You know, he used to play tight end for the Savages. He's the editor of the Cherry Record. Well, anyways, Sunday afternoon, we're out at Iroquois, the 18th hole. Now, Jim's a good golfer. Carries a 7 handicap. He's 40 yards from the cup. Great lie. Decides to punch it with a wedge. He steps up. And he shanks it. He steps up. And he shanks it.
Hello, Mr. Blake. Surprised to see you here. Why is that? Thought you would have taken your time. I had 10 days, that's enough. 10 days wouldn't even begin to satisfy me. You know what I wouldn't give to pack it all up and head to the coast forever? I see, that's the life. Stone drunk in the direct rays of the sun. That's the best way to pass through this world. You know, still living in this wet sock of a town? Yeah. Well, nothing's stopping you, Mr. Blake. Are you making a joke? Not intentionally. Say, what did he want? Who? Superba. Oh, just condolences. For who? For me. From my mother. Right. Oh. Sorry about your mom. Thank you. Say, what happened last week? What happened? Did something happen last week in the meeting, Mr. Carp? Who have you spoken to? What do you mean, no one? You've spoken to no one. I'm speaking to you. You've spoken to no one. I just got back. You said you heard about him. Well, just now, coming in, I overheard some talk about Mr. Carp. Superba didn't mention Carp, did he? No. Should he have? Oh, I'm not sure it's my responsibility. What is it? Catching you up. Not your responsibility. Carp is no longer on the council. What? He said I couldn't speak on his behalf. On behalf of his, cause. I have to see which way the wind is blowing. Which way is the wind blowing? An ill wind bloweth no man to good. The wind bloweth. The wind bloweth, all right. Peel! Oh, hello, Mr. Hanratty. Blake? Hanratty? How about that rain? How about it? It's raining. Tell me about it. It's been raining for 2 weeks. Yeah, I live here. My condolences. Oh, thank you. You feeling all right aside from the obvious? I feel fine. You look peaked. Not sure you're saying that right. Dragged. No. I feel well. And yourself? Oh, better than usual, actually. Flush with positive ions. You too look well. Thank you. Very healthy. Thank you. You eat nuts? Sorry. Well, you must eat nuts. You're the reason you look oily. Well oiled. Okay. Nuts have a lot of essential oils. Yes, I eat nuts. Listen, about the story of Mr. Carp. Oh, Peel is only now learning about Carp. Oh, shame about Carp. Is it? Yes, I think so. Man down. Down how? Well, bad man down is no tragedy. Mr. Carp isn't a bad man. Well, I didn't say he was. And I didn't say it was a tragedy. I said it was a shame. I'd like to know what happened. Exactly. The excess of the fountain is on the docket tonight. Yes, I told you I'd support that. Yes, but is your support half-hearted? Is your attitude casual? I need to know I can depend on you. I know it's not your bill, but it's a cause you can believe in. Yes, I believe in it. I believe in inclusion. Right, inclusion. I think it's important that we reach out to everybody. Everybody? I mean the unrepresented. I mean, no one's representing them? I think it's important to reach out to them, even if we don't have any of them on the board. Oh, it's because his sister is handicapped. Blake, you are behind on the nomenclature. Handicapped went out with sodomy laws. Don't we still have sodomy laws? Hoop skirts. I know. The correct term is disabled. Disabled? No, I don't think so, Harry. Oh, I'm certain of this. We reviewed the semantics. Who's we? What kind of review?
My guys, the accessible fountain men, we did a study.
Wait, you have accessible fountain men?
You can't get anything done on your own.
You did a study on the nomenclature?
On the semantics.
What's the difference?
Impairment is the source of disability.
No. What's the difference between semantics and nomenclature?
They're two different words. Look, Peel, I'm not asking you to carry a flag, but any support you can give on behalf of the bill would be greatly appreciated, and your vote greatly appreciated. What about you, Blake?
Well, that all depends, doesn't it?
It does?
Would you consider my support a favor?
Yes, that would be a favor. I would consider that a favor.
A favor to be repaid.
You'll support my bill if I support Lincoln Smackdown.
If you support Lincoln Smackdown, I will blow my hooter in support of your handicap.
Disabled.
Infirm.
What?
No, sorry. Deformity.
No.
Hey, wasn't that it? Oh, no. Infirmity.
Impairment.
Now that doesn't sound right.
Lincoln Smackdown is a ridiculous idea.
That's what they said about Social Security.
You cannot compare Social Security to Lincoln Smackdown.
Peel.
Oh, hello, Mr. Assalone.
Yeah, sorry to hear about your mom.
Thank you.
How'd she go?
Stroke.
Ooh, had a gal.
Hey, Peel. With Carp gone, I'm down a man for squash. Someone told me you play.
Oh, yes, but I had to give it up. At least until I have surgery on my labrum.
Oh.
Your what? My labrum. You have a labrum. I tore my labrum, and until I have surgery, I can't play.
Can I have your racket?
What?
Well, if you're not playing, you don't need a racket.
No.
Can I have it?
Why do you want it?
Good to have an extra. I might play with someone who doesn't have a racket.
Yes, but once I've recovered from the surgery,
Oh,
I
of
think...
course. When are you having the surgery?
Well, I haven't decided. Maybe this winter.
Oh, you could be dead by then. Then they throw your racket out with all the other stuff. It's better this way. Bring it next week.
Deal.
Oh, hello, Mr. Breeding.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Sorry to hear about your mother.
Thank you.
Were the two of you close?
Very.
Oh, well, that's tough then. I hated my mother. Still do. And she's lost her mind. Come?
No, thank you. Looks like I missed an important meeting last week.
What's important? I mean, 100 years from now, will anyone care?
Well, when you look at it like that, why show up at all?
Exactly. Good to have you back, Peel. You need more of your kind around here.
Blake. What in the world happened with Mr. Carp? Piece of advice. Stay agile. In politics, entrenchment is synonymous with fall. Who said that? I don't know, Hobbes maybe?
I think we have a quorum.
Here, keep your eye on Breeding. I'm Mr. Breeding. Breeding is the weatherman. Assalone is the junkyard dog. But Mr. Breeding doesn't have any real power. Well, he doesn't have power, he has sway. Sway is power, isn't it? The ability to affect outcomes in a vacuum, that's power. The ability to affect others, that's sway. Like, sometimes I have no idea what you're talking about. If you bring up Carp and Assalone pounces on you, then you know they're lying in wait. Who is? The whole faction. The majority. All of them. Wait, aren't you one of them? Aren't we all in this together? Look, something you might notice about me is that I am extremely flexible. It doesn't help to get up on your soapbox. Well, I don't have a soapbox. Righteous indignation is a cheap perfume. Anybody can gin that up. This is real politic. I don't think you're saying that right. What happens here today could have an impact for a long time to come. You think? No. I don't know. It could. You've been drinking. What's your point?
Good evening, and welcome to a rainy night in Big Cherry. This is a good day. I want to thank you all for coming to this closed session of the Big Cherry City Council as we do the people's work. And so we're going to start tonight. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Mr. Assalone.
Assalone? Here.
Mr. Blake.
Here.
Mr. Breeding.
Here.
Mr. Carp. My bad. Mr. Hanratty.
Here.
Ms. Innes.
Here.
Ms. Matz. Here. Mr. Oldfield.
Here.
Mr. Peel.
Here.
Mayor Superba.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Normally when we hold a closed meeting, we dispense with the invocation, but I'm going to ask Councilman Peel to lead us in prayer tonight. Mr. Peel,
You want me to?
if you're up for it.
Lord, we're very thankful for all of our blessings. Thank you for the rain. And a thank you to everyone working in the city of Big Cherry tonight, our police officers, our firefighters, our first responders, and everyone else who helps us to live and to work together in Big Cherry.
Amen.
Thank you to all of our volunteers who help keep our town safe, healthy, and this rain. We've had a lot of rain. And sometimes we think maybe it's too much. It soaks the ground, it floods the lowlands, but rain is good. It's a good thing. It's a sign of the things you provide for us. Pray for us. Pray that we can be a good example. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Yes, the rain. And thanks also to our football team, the Savages. Those kids are strong and talented. I'm sure giving us a lot to cheer about. I know we all look forward to Friday nights around here, and we're just so grateful to have that in our lives. Oh, they sure did a number on grassland last night. And I know we all enjoyed that. So, let's pledge our allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we begin, any announcements? All right, go ahead.
Well, let's talk about parking.
Is that an announcement?
I'm announcing I'd like to talk about parking.
George, that's not an announcement.
I believe it is.
Announcing what you'd like to talk about is not an announcement any more than announcing that you have to go to the bathroom.
Well, that's embarrassing. I didn't think I was going to have to hear the word bathroom when I came in here today.
That might not be the last time that you hear that word.
Well, let me go on the record as saying I hope it is.
Are there any other announcements?
I would like to announce that there is an unclaimed empty parking space available to this council.
What are you saying? That you want the parking space?
No, I'm not saying that. Even though I most definitely want that parking space. My announcement concerns the simple fact that a parking space that has been reserved for many, many years has now become available. I don't recall we've ever had a process in place to determine the new parking.
I still don't consider this even remotely in the realm of announcements. Certainly doesn't square with the nature of every other announcement we read aloud in my 16 years on the board.
16 years, Mayor Superba. 16, is that right?
Something like that.
Because I've been a member of this board for 39 years now. And let me tell
Come
you.
on, George.
Now you wait a minute. I get to finish this, whatever this is.
Yeah, what is this?
It is what I set out to make. It's an announcement. At a parking place, heretofore occupied And I believe we have an obligation to determine the process for selecting the new occupier of the parking place. Space.
Then why are you telling us how many years you've served on the board? That's not germane.
Well, I was responding to Mayor Superba's claim that he had never before heard an announcement like mine in his 16 years on the board. And I was making a point that I've served on this board somewhat longer than that. But vis-a-vis the parking space allocation, it's also germane that no other member of this board has served as long as I have. In fact, no one here even really comes close except to finish. And does anyone on this board find it strange that no one on this board parks further away than me, or farther?
I don't find that strange. Does anybody else find that strange?
I don't find it strange.
Yeah, I don't find it strange.
Well, I know you find it strange.
Why does anyone not find something strange?
And that's no answer. So why don't you find it strange?
Well, because nobody cares.
And that's got nothing to do with why it isn't strange.
So you're saying it isn't strange?
You said it's not strange.
So we agree. Any other announcements?
Is this matter resolved? Rather, this matter is not resolved.
Why don't you bring it up as new business at next week's meeting?
How can it be new business next week?
Well, then bring it up as last week's business. Next week.
Might I bring it up as new business at this week's meeting?
You might.
I might.
Yes. Now, if there are no further announcements, we can proceed with the approval
And
of...
I might not.
If there are no further announcements, we can proceed with the approval of the minutes.
Your Honor, before we approve the minutes, I wonder if I might read something to the council.
And what is that?
A statement.
What is the nature of the statement?
It's a statement I'd like to read to the council, about the council.
I wonder if it might be more appropriate to read in a meeting of the Council Rules Committee.
Ms. Matz.
Yes?
You're chairperson of the Council Rules Committee?
Yes, I am.
Is there a committee meeting scheduled in the near future?
Well, that would depend on your definition of future.
Events that will happen in the time to come.
Yes, of course.
Ms. Innes?
All due respect, my piece doesn't really address the council rules per se. It has more to do with spirit.
Spirit? In what sense?
Esprit de corps.
Oh. Couldn't you just summarize the piece?
Well, I could, but I don't think it would do the piece justice.
Does the piece deserve justice?
Don't all pieces.
No.
I write better than I speak.
Well, most of us write better than we speak, but that doesn't mean we go around reading pre-written statements aloud.
Maybe you don't.
You do?
When permitted.
Are you often permitted?
I'm occasionally permitted.
For God's sake, just let her read it.
All right, Ms. Innes, go ahead.
To my fellow council members and conscientious citizens of Big Cherry, it's been my great pleasure to serve on this council for 33 and a half years, 35 if you count my leave of absence. I have watched this board grow from a quaint and orderly group of 6 committed, unfailingly polite, and perhaps even timid villagers to the rowdy and robust democracy we now enjoy. Sure, over the years we've had our dust-ups and differences, of tete-a-tetes over policy, clashes of personality, to say nothing of a certain rape and subsequent abortion. Oh, well, that's all water under the bridge. Though the former mayor served no jail time, he lived out his days in sober disgrace. a big cherry pariah.
Oh, you should have seen me.
All in all, though, we as a governing body have had a successful tenure, measured as only these things can be, by the continued health, safety, and prosperity of our constituency. But now we find ourselves faced with a crisis of confidence that is perhaps the greatest challenge ever to the morale of our collective. The events of last week's meeting still loom large for everyone here, I'm sure. I know as individuals, each one of us holds a slightly different perspective on Mr. Carp and his faith, and each of us is certainly entitled to that.
Ms. Ennis.
I was led to believe I could give my piece without interruption.
I'm not sure who led you to believe that.
It was implicit in your instructions to proceed.
Be that as it may, I would prefer if you eliminated any references to last week's meeting and simply told us what it is you intend to say.
Yes, let's cut to the chase.
My piece contains no chase.
Maybe your piece could use a chase.
May I continue?
Yes, sorry to interrupt.
Okay. Let's see. Intense feelings, loyalty, ruled by fear, long gray, wet winter, pepper jelly. Here we go. On my first day as a council member, freshly scrubbed and wide-eyed with innocence, I was told we were given one responsibility that outstripped all others. No, really, the man who told me would later force himself on me in a drunken, psychotic rage. That regardless of how badly we might bungle the distribution and management of services and funds, no matter how much we might waste our community's time and money in goods and services, regardless of how crooked and slimy and subhuman we might be as individuals, that above all else, the prime responsibility of this civic organ is the loving care and firm management of the big cherry Heritage Festival.
Here, here.
There is no event, no document, no motto or creed, indeed no person more important to the preservation of our civic mission than this festival. It is the pride of our city, our state, our people. In short, it is who we are. I suggest that we take a moment to reflect on the meaning of November 29, 1872. I suggest for all of us, from the most weathered veteran, that's you, George, from the most weathered veteran to our most junior amateur, that's you, Mr. Peel.
I'm not sure you're saying that right.
Junior amateur, we take a moment of silence to honor the fallen and the sacrifices they made, so that we may live as we now do, in safety and comfort, surrounded by our families and friends, with health insurance and ripe fruit and a hopeful tear in our eye.
Thank you for that.
Moment of silence.
Right.
Thank you, and with
Now,
that shared moment, I hope
Ms.
that
Ennis, is the moment of silence not the conclusion of your piece?
not what?
The moment of silence traditionally concludes a piece.
Clearly, my piece is untraditional.
I object.
You object?
I do.
Am I on trial? Do I need to avail myself of a lawyer?
I won't be held hostage.
I'll inform your family.
Carry on, Ms. Ennis.
And with that shared moment, the shared moment I refer to as the moment of silence.
Yes.
And with that shared moment, I hope that we find ourselves with a shared feeling, a shared conviction that what we have done is right, that we do what we do for the greater good, that we as a group have faced a test in which we might have put the interest of one man above the common weal, but we instead rose.
Ms. Ennis, your piece is now finished.
But Mr. Mayor, I was just at the point where I was
Ms.
going to
Ennis,
show the...
your piece is finished.
So, we're ready to move on with the meeting with the approval of the minutes. At this time, are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the minutes as they were presented? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion by Councilman Breeding and a second by Councilman Assalone to approve the minutes as they were presented. Is there any discussion? If not, we're ready to vote.
Yes, I'm sorry, quick question. I noticed the minutes for the October 18th meeting, but there are no minutes for the October 25th meeting.
The motion concerns the minutes you have in your folder.
I understand.
Boilerplate.
Right. I just thought we got the minutes from the last meeting at the next meeting. Meaning I would have thought the minutes from the October 18th meeting would be distributed at the October 25th meeting, and the minutes from the October 25th meeting would be distributed tonight.
I understand your question, Mr. Peel. It would appear that the minutes for the meeting in question have not yet been prepared for distribution. So we'll have to wait until next week's meeting to review those minutes.
I understand.
Okay. So there's no further discussion, then we might vote. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Assalone?
Assalone. Yes.
Just one moment.
We're voting.
Yes, but before we continue with the voting process, I'm curious that the minutes missing in this way, is that uncommon?
The minutes are not missing, Mr. Peel. They're simply delayed.
Right. And is that uncommon?
I couldn't speak to how common that is.
Can anyone? Mr. Oldfield!
What? What are you asking me for?
You have been on the council the longest. I'm wondering if you could tell me if it's uncommon for minutes to be delayed.
I don't sit around making a habit conjecturing about what might be common or uncommon.
I'm sure you don't. But in this one instance, could you tell me if it's uncommon for minutes to be delayed?
Don't pick on me.
I'll just pose the question to the group. Can anyone here tell me if it's uncommon for minutes of the meeting to be delayed?
Apparently not.
We could continue the vote.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Breeding?
Miss Johnson.
Wait,
Miss Johnson, can you say?
she has asked for my vote.
I know, but I'm just trying to ascertain why the minutes from last
But
week's
you
meeting-
can't speak. When she has asked for my vote, she is waiting for me to speak. We're all waiting for me to speak.
I know.
Yes.
Miss Johnson,
She is taking the vote, Mr. Peel.
I'd like to continue the discussion just for a moment.
This
Miss
is all
Johnson,
boilerplate.
can you tell me why the minutes are delayed?
Mr. Peel.
Can you?
Mr. Peel, really, we
Mr.
should
Mayor, point of
continue
order.
the voting process. Ms. Johnson.
Mr. Carp? Oh, my bad. Mr. Hanratty?
Yes.
Ms. Innes?
Yes.
Ms. Matz? Here? I mean, yes. Mr. Oldfield?
Yes.
Mr. Peel?
Miss Johnson, can you answer my question?
Point of order.
I'm just trying to ascertain where the minutes from last week's meeting have got to.
Got to. Who said they got to anywhere?
Mr. Mayor, I'm simply asking if not having the minutes from a previous week's meeting has ever happened before.
Yes, it's happened before. Happened last week.
Thank you.
Can I get on with the vote?
I vote yes.
Mayor Superba?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion carries and the minutes are approved as presented. Now move to item 6.1, and this item concerns recovered, lost, or stolen bicycles.
Yes, sorry, quick question about this. I know this item came to the council's attention due to the work of Mr. Carp. I'm a little flummoxed to find him absent from tonight's meeting. I really hate to discuss this item on the agenda without him here.
Mr. Carp is no longer on the council, Mr. Peel.
Yes, I was told that, I heard that. But absent a copy of the minutes, I'm a little unclear as to why that is, and I'd hate to discuss this item without him here. Mr. Carp came to learn that the sheriff's department was recovering more than 100 lost and stolen bicycles each year on the streets of Big Cherry and the greater metropolitan Big Cherry area. And that Sheriff Assalone, Councilman Assalone's brother, was holding them in police storage and then disposing of them. So Mr. Carp activated a search for charitable organizations to which Sheriff Assalone could donate these bikes, Troubled Teen Youth Shelters, the Lutheran Church, and a couple of others. Maybe some of you know this, but again, I missed last week's meeting, and I don't have a copy of the minutes, and Mr. Carp isn't here to inform me about the direction he would want me to take this.
You missed a meeting.
Yes, I missed last week's meeting.
You missed a meeting. And now you want to hold up this meeting to get us to inform you about what happened in last week's meeting, as if that's the best use of our time.
You wouldn't need, no one would need to catch me up if I had a copy of the minutes from last week's meeting.
But those minutes are not ready for distribution. You've been told it, and yet you would like to still get someone to recite to you what happened in last week's meeting that you missed.
You keep saying that, Mr. Assalone. I know I missed last week's meeting. It was at my mother's deathbed and subsequent funeral.
And while I'm sure everyone here feels great sympathy for your loss, it's not our fault that your mother's dead.
No, it's not. Mr. Peel, if it helps, this item has been resolved in a way I believe Mr. Carp would have found more than satisfactory.
More than satisfactory.
Sheriff Assalone has agreed to donate the bikes to the nonprofit that shows the greatest need, a portion to the youth shelter, a portion of the Lutheran church, and so on. Right, Mr. Assalone?
Sure, gratis.
Great.
Right off.
Break your pocket.
That's great to hear.
So, there's no need for further discussion on item 6.1, is there? Ms. Matz?
No. Yes. There is no need for further discussion. God knows.
Right, but in light of Mr. Carp's absence, you might recall that I asked you to write up the resolution so we could vote on it?
Well, it's my recollection that you asked me to write up the resolution so that we could vote on it.
That's my recollection.
Mine too. The truth is, I haven't done it.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure why. I mean, what resolution are we talking about?
The resolution stipulates that Sheriff Assalone will donate the bicycles to the nonprofit that shows the greatest need.
Oh, yes. I understand.
Okay, will you do it?
Yes. What?
Write up the resolution
Yes.
for next week.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So, we now move on to our next item. This item concerns 7.1, the fountain at Mackey Creek. Mr. Hanratty, you have the floor.
Yes, I would like to discuss the fountain. Here we go. Now, just so you understand, I've had some visual aids drawn up. Now, just to orient you, this is City Hall. This right over here, the old Rexall drug. The battlefield, of course, Mackey Creek, and right here is the position of the current fountain. Now,
Harry, what am I looking at here? Is that a medallion?
what? A medallion?
In the middle there. It looks like a heart medallion.
No, George, it's a map. A map of the park.
Got it.
You know this fountain. People without disabilities can walk right up the old curved steps, sit on the edge, have an ice cream, a few toss in coins.
Coins? What's the purpose of them coins?
What?
To what end do they put the coins into the fountain?
To make a wish.
Wishes cost money.
For God's sake, George, you aren't familiar with the tradition of tossing a coin into a fountain and making a wish.
Well, excuse me, friends, I'll shut up.
In any case, people without disabilities enjoy an access to the fountain that the disabled have never enjoyed, and that is unfair.
You know, bet you know what happens to all them coins too, don't you, smart guy?
Get on me!
I'm sorry.
Can you explain why I have two sets of numbers here?
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. If you look in your folder, you'll see the green edge pages. That is the financial proposal for a complete renovation of the fountain, in which we rip out the old one and replace it with a majestic new fountain designed by local architect, fine Waysbury.
And the pink shaded pages?
That's the least expensive option. I've got to be honest and tell you, I am not as fond of it. It's less aesthetically pleasing and it feels like a stop-gap solution.
Which is?
A plank. It is just a plank. It allows anyone in a wheelchair to roll up the plank to the fountain.
It's substantially less money.
Lot less money.
It is. It's a plank.
You know, a plank has other practical applications. It could be used, for instance, for large industrial equipment to roll directly to the fountain.
But the fountain does not require large industrial equipment.
Really? There isn't some kind of large industrial equipment that might need to repair the fountain at some point, or perform some kind of maintenance?
I wouldn't know what that is.
I thought you were going to research this project.
I have done substantial research.
And yet, you can't tell us the purpose of large industrial equipment accessing the fountain by this plank.
No, I can't, Mr. Greene, because there's no need for large industrial equipment to reach the fountain. Furthermore, I don't know what large industrial equipment you're referring to.
Because you haven't done enough research.
You use that plank to dolly out all your coins.
Not enough coins accumulate to warrant the use of a dolly.
So, the plank is superfluous.
No. The purpose of the plank is so that my sister or any other soul confined to the use of a wheelchair can roll up the plank, look down at the fountain, and see the bottom.
There's nothing so interesting at the bottom of it.
There is if you've never seen it.
Well, wheel your sister around. I can assure her there's nothing so interesting at the bottom of it.
You couldn't just show her a picture.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to show the council a rendering of the fountain, should we choose the more complete renovation. As you see, the grounds, the battlefield, and just to orient you, the old Rexall drug again. Now, our new fountain will be positioned in the center of the mall, and I believe that through architecture and landscaping, that it will help tell Jesus. God, I got bit by an ant.
No accountability.
And I believe through architecture and landscaping that it will help tell a narrative of our community and the people who created it. Affording a magnificent view of the battlefield, the new fountain will be the emotional epicenter of our park and our community. Furthermore, it will be accessible by everyone. And as is evident by the rendering, the new bronze statue will bring an exclamation point to the story of Big Cherokee.
Exclamation point.
What?
You said explanation point.
I don't think so.
Yes, you did.
Okay, thanks.
Bruce! Well, I'm sure you'll throw me on the floor and kick me in the face for it. I'm sure you have no idea what's going on here. None of this even exists.
No.
Very good.
So, who is the architect?
Fine Waysbury. Fine.
She local?
Yes, she is.
What else has she done?
She did a fountain similar to this, though on a smaller scale, at the local college of Grass.
Nice.
You know that fountain.
No.
Who did the drawing?
Fine.
What?
Fine.
What's he talking about?
Fine Waysbury, the architect.
Is she a really tall woman?
No.
I mean really tall, like 7 feet.
No.
I must have her confused with someone else. Let's try it.
Does anyone have any comments or questions on the proposal?
Mr. Hanratty, I'm sure we all appreciate your situation with your sister, but, well, how do I phrase this? Isn't that just the way it is? I mean, aren't there certain things that disabled aren't able to do that able-bodied people are able to do?
Like?
Well, like, walk. I am disabled, therefore I am not able to walk up to the fountain.
That is very insensitive of you, Mr. Breeding.
Well, Mr. Hanratty, there's no need for name calling, okay?
I could argue that the whole purpose of my enterprise is to forge a community that is not only inclusive, but compassionate.
Yes, but it seems that your compassion is going to cost the taxpayers a pretty penny looking at the financials here. And I don't know that normal people should have to suffer an onerous tax burden just so your sister can wheel up to a fountain.
Normal people.
Here we go. The language police. You know what I mean.
I think I do.
I just mean people who don't have anything wrong with them.
Does anybody else care to comment on the project? Does anyone else care to comment on the project?
Yes. Yes, well, I like this picture. It's very pretty. And the statue. And, yes, I certainly would stand up for people who can't. And, I appreciate the work Mr. Hanratty's put into this. I think it's a fine idea.
Thank you, Mr. Poole.
Peel. Sorry, just one question, though. Who is this figure in the middle of the statue?
You really don't know?
Is it obvious? Is it like Ulysses S. Grant?
Are you not familiar with the battle at Mackey Creek?
So he's a historical figure from the battle.
You don't know the story.
Well, no, I know there was quite a battle at Mackey Creek during the Civil War, but...
Public education is a joke.
All right. No. You know what? I don't know the whole story.
November 29th, 1872. They say it was cold that day, bitterly cold for November, an early sign of a miserable winter to come. Small troop of 8 horse soldiers, led by Sergeant Otto Pym. They'd split from their division on a reconnaissance mission, and on this night, they were billeted in the home of Mr. J. Farmer. Coincidentally, a farmer.
You are more than welcome to bed at our house, Sergeant Pym, and your horses are surely welcome to our quarter. But what is the purpose of your mission? Your very presence has made me and my wife weary.
And our daughter Debbie is clearly scared.
There's been much activity from the Sioux in this area, Mr. Farmer. There have been reports of stables burned and horses thieved. Farmers and trappers cleared from here to Grassland and made report of skirmishes and the like. And while I like not to scare your little daughter Debbie, it is true that the Sioux put in a store for white children, particularly young girls.
The whole of the Farmer family bedded down in the parents' room. All 4 of the soldiers slept in the room of the daughter Debbie. The other 4 men slept in the hayloft. Sergeant Pym slept with his men in the barn, for he was the sort of soldier who insisted no man under his command would suffer more hardship than he. A November wind in this country can be mistaken for many things, even the devil himself. so the men could be forgiven for dismissing the early signs of the stealthy Sioux. And indeed, it was not a sound that alerted Sergeant Pym to the Sioux attack, but a smell.
What's that smell? Stanton, are you smoking a cigar? What the? Fire!
The dry hay of winter ignited like nitro! The soldiers in the hayloft awoke to the horror of their bedroom barn engulfed in flames!
Save the farmers!
Sergeant Pym flew out of the hayloft and literally ran through fire, blindly charging into the smoky night where he was set upon by a young Sioux warrior. Around them, chaos reigned. 20 Sioux warriors torched the farmer's home, rounded up the farmer's horses, and shot every white man in sight, indiscriminately, civilian and soldier alike, using long guns as well as the bow and arrow. Struggling valiantly with his young savage, Sergeant Pym saw his best man, young Archibald Stanton, shot in the back while running for the fire. Finally, Pym overcame his adversary and took up a position behind the farmer well. Using the long rifle, Pym began to pick off the marauders with remarkable sharpshooting. First 1 and 2, then 4, then 5. The Sioux realized they were being decimated by a lone sniper, and so they approached the well. That only made it easier to see and to shoot. Now Pym had picked off 12, now 14. The savages had their fill, and they had their horses, and they called out for a retreat. The remaining Sioux gathered themselves and thundered off into the night, and Sergeant Pym was finally able to approach the half-burned farmer home.
Mr. Farmer, they're gone. They've done in your barn and stolen your horses, but your crops survived. I've lost many of my men. Is your family hurt?
Debbie! It's stolen my daughter! It's stolen my beautiful daughter, and now we'll never see her again!
But Mrs. Farmer's sentence was not complete before Sergeant Pym was on horseback and riding after the Sioux. The farmers began to put their shattered lives back together. They covered the dead soldiers, and they dressed the wounded, and saved what they could from the smoldering embers of their home and barn. And in the first light of a frigid dawn, they nearly collapsed from exhaustion when they heard the clop clop of horse hooves.
I swear, Mother, I might be asleep, or dreaming, or I might be dead, but tell me, please, do you see it too?
Sergeant Pym rode onto that homestead. He got down from his horse, and he walked to Mr. and Mrs. Farmer with little Debbie Farmer in his outstretched arms. He handed their daughter to them and said, "Here is your future." And as soon as they had taken little Debbie from him, he collapsed to the ground, with 3 arrows protruding from his back. And the town of Big Cherry was saved!
And the town of Big Cherry was saved!
Wow, that's quite a story.
And the town of Big Cherry saved.
Yeah, wow. You know, it's interesting, but Natalie Wood, in The Searchers, Natalie Wood's character gets kidnapped by Indians, and her name is Debbie.
Deborah Farmer grew to be a very important person in this town, almost like royalty.
Oh, yeah?
Land holdings, oil, real estate, tremendous wealth.
Really?
Here is your future.
Yeah. Hey, he really said that, huh? With 3 arrows in his back. Quite an achievement. Quite an achievement. You know, it's weird, but my wife is from here, and she's never mentioned that story before. Huh. It's something. Some vivid. So this is the guy from the store.
Sergeant Otto Pym.
Oh, Otto Pym. Right. I mean, well, why not name the town like Pymville or Pymtown or Pennsylvania? I mean, why Big Cherry? There aren't any cherry trees around here.
Can we just have some cherry pie?
Okay. So this is Otto Pym crashing the Sioux party to get back Little Debbie.
That's right.
That's me.
Now, right here at the bottom of the fountain, we're going to have a ribbon. Not an actual ribbon, but one made of stone. And it will say, and the
Here
town
is
of Big
your
Cherry was
future.
saved. No, it's going to say, and the town of Big Cherry was saved.
Should say, here is your future.
Turn off the light at night.
You're right, it should. Here is your future. Mr. Mayor, I request an up and down vote on my complete renovation.
Very well. We'll vote on item 7.1, Mr. Hanratty's proposal to design and build an accessible fountain. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Assalone?
Assalone? No.
Mr. Blake?
No.
Mr. Breeding?
No.
Mr. Hanratty?
Yes?
Miss Innes?
No.
Miss Matz? Miss Matz? Sorry, no. Mr. Oldfield?
No.
Mr. Peel?
Yes.
Mayor Superba?
No.
7 votes no, 2 votes yes, the resolution fails to pass.
Say, whatever happened to that old Rexall drug anyway? That was a fine store. I used to go in there at lunchtime and get limeade in a little styrofoam cup and a package of cheese crackers.
It became the CVS.
What?
The CVS pharmacy?
Mr. Mayor, I'm perplexed at your resistance. I thought with the statue of Pym's, given what happened to last
Yeah,
week's
the statue is simply spectacular.
Great statue. You know, come back when it's just a statue because, well, this accessible fountain is it's a bit of a reach.
reach? It's the whole point of the project.
My God! Cheese crackers.
They sell some cheese crackers at the CVS, George.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to offer some assistance to my esteemed colleague. And in fact, it's the next item on our agenda. So, if I may.
Yes, item 7.2, Lincoln Smackdown. You have the floor, Mr. Blake.
I mentioned last week at the meeting of the Big Cherry Heritage Festival Planning Committee this notion I had for an income-generating enterprise. Originally, I thought this would only be a temporary attraction, just a makeshift tent, much in the tradition of an attraction you might find at a state fair.
Like a freak show.
Yes, I suppose.
I used to love the freaks. I remember they advertised this little man once as the missing link. He was a sad little man with misshapen feet, wearing a loincloth, and sitting in a cardboard box. Oh, I never laughed so hard.
I don't remember that, but it sounds familiar.
Careful what you say. The PC police are out in force.
Say no, M-O-R-E.
I know how to spell more.
I think Lincoln SmackDown might become a permanent fixture of the park.
Good God.
Essentially, Lincoln SmackDown is an opportunity for anyone to fight Honest Abe in a steel cage match. We take a trained mixed martial arts fighter and we dress him up as Abraham Lincoln. Shenandoah, black suit, stovepipe hat.
Oh, I love Abraham Lincoln and violence.
You should get that giant lady to play Abraham Lincoln. She will scare the shit out of you.
I'm confused as why we're hearing a proposal for Lincoln SmackDown when we heard one last week. Are we supposed to vote on Lincoln SmackDown at every meeting?
I'm trying to help you, Harry. Here, look. I think we should just add $1 to every Lincoln SmackDown ticket, and that's a way to pay for your captain.
Look, Blake, I appreciate your help, but I've got to be honest and tell you, I don't see Lincoln SmackDown generating enough revenue to pay for itself, much less the accessible fountain. Secondly, I find Lincoln SmackDown to be deeply offensive, as does anyone else who's a person of conscience. Not only is it stupid and insulting, I find its point of reference obscure. Did Abraham Lincoln ever visit Big Cherry? Did he ever discuss us? Or do we even know if he was aware of us?
Well, if there's anything the Civil War taught us, is that Lincoln was aware of all of America.
That doesn't mean he had anything to do with us.
He was the father of our country.
George Washington was the father of our country, Nimrod.
Well, he was the great emancipator.
The great emancipator never studied martial arts.
So you're gonna tell me about the great emancipator?
I am. He's not a mixed martial artist.
Oh, well, emancipate this tribute.
All right. That's enough. Calm down.
Mr. Mayor, my question still remains. Are we going to cover this territory again? We discussed Lincoln SmackDown last week.
Oh, we did not. We discussed it in the planning committee.
And we threw it out. When you throw something out in the planning committee, don't simply bring it back before the board. That's the whole point behind a planning committee. That's why we have a planning committee. That's why we have any committee. And I do not think we just discussed this during the planning committee. I distinctly remember Lincoln SmackDown coming up during the general board meeting.
It did not.
It did.
It did not.
All right, gentlemen, there's an easy way to find out. Why don't we take a brief recess and we'll get to the bottom of this when we come back from break.
Thank God. I need to go to the toilet.
5 minutes.
Well, thanks for your help, Peel. These people are Philistines.
Well, it's a fine idea, Mr. Hanratty. I'm sure you'll eventually get the support you need.
I hope they all die in fire.
Spirited.
What's that?
It's a spirited group.
Democracy's messy.
Well, I appreciate everyone's passion. Hello, Mr. Carp. It's me, Peel. Mr. Peel, Dr. Brian Peel from the City Council. When you get this, could you please give me a call or a text and give me some indication of what in the world has happened? Everybody here is being very vague about last week's meeting, and I'm looking at it straight from the horse's mouth. We're just on break right now, but please, when you get this, please, a call or a text. Something, all right? I hope you're well.
You have children, Mr. Peel?
Yes, a daughter.
Oh, isn't she great? What a sweetheart. It's a nice phone, too. Is that the new one?
Yeah, just got it. You have kids?
2 boys, teenagers.
Oh.
Couldn't be more different. Carter is the older one. Very serious, very bookish, always reading. Very smart, very methodical, great weird sense of humor. Wants to be an animator. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
No idea where that comes from. An animator. And then Jake, the youngest boy, exact opposite. Wild and explosive, this mercurial temper. Really fine athlete, just a terrific natural athlete, non-stop energy.
And were they like that as babies? Could you see that difference even then?
Oh, clearly. Yeah, Carter would brood, and he was sick all the time, drawing these elaborate mazes. I don't don't remember him eating anything but peanut butter until he was 10. And Jake came out of the womb fast and never slowed down, breaking everything in sight, always in trouble. It's fascinating. They're both such fine young men, but their relationship to the world, to other people, just could not be more different. They drive you crazy too.
Oh, yeah.
What's your daughter's name?
Justine.
It's a nice name.
Boy, look at that rain. We're gonna have to build an ark to get us out of here.
Only 2 on the ark. We don't all get on the ark. 2 of every species. Only 2 of us get to go.
So I'm about to announce what I found out.
What's that?
If we discussed Lincoln's smackdown at last week's meeting.
Yeah, I find that Mr. Blake can't remember awfully.
You're missing the point.
I would think I know what I said and did last week.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, we can start to regroup.
And if you couldn't?
If I couldn't?
If you couldn't remember what you did and said last week.
Could always consult the...
Wake up!
Our meeting is back in session. We were discussing agenda item 7.2, Mr. Blake's proposal for an attraction, perhaps permanent, perhaps a temporary attraction for the Big Cherry Heritage Festival. Madam Clerk, you were going to clarify for us if this agenda item was discussed at last week's general meeting.
The item was brought up at the general meeting, although we never heard a formal proposal.
No, I didn't submit anything.
That's not what I meant. What I said was we threw it out.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Quick question. How do we know this information? That it was brought up in the general meeting?
Ms. Johnson has looked it up.
Looked it up in what?
In her notes, Mr. Peel.
And how are her notes different from the minutes?
Oh my God, what is it with you?
I beg your pardon?
The minutes are not prepared for distribution. Why is that so difficult to grasp?
Miss Johnson, can you tell me if you really have notes or prepared minutes?
She doesn't have to answer that.
Why wouldn't she answer that?
Because you've already been told the minutes are not prepared for distribution.
And I would like to learn their impediment to their distribution.
Impediment? There is no impediment. I mean, that's like saying on Tuesday that Wednesday is going to be an impediment to Thursday. They're not ready yet.
Mr. Assalone, I fail to see why this question is so vexing to you.
Because you're wasting our time.
Miss Johnson, can you tell me?
The minutes are prepared. The minutes from last week's meeting are completely written. They have not yet been copied or distributed.
Madam Clerk.
Can you tell me why you haven't copied?
Madam Clerk.
I haven't copied or distributed them yet because Mayor Superba asked me not to.
We got a serious problem here.
Well, I wonder why that is.
So, here we go.
What do you mean?
So I suppose, so now we've all created some vast conspiracy, right?
No, I don't believe that. Why would you say that?
Well, it seems to be what you're insinuating.
Frankly, Mr. Breeding, I'm not sure you're bright enough to create a conspiracy. Excuse me? But you're simple enough to go along with one. Miss Johnson, will you please read us the minutes from the October 25th meeting?
You'll need to make a motion to hear those
I
minutes.
move that Madam Clerk reads us the minutes from the October 25th meeting.
Afraid you need a second, Mr. Peel. Anyone? Second? In absence of a second.
I second the motion.
Very well. Motion on the floor. The clerk read us the minutes from the meeting of October 25th.
Mr. Assalone?
Assalone. No.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Breeding?
No.
Mr. Hanratty?
Yes.
Ms. Innes?
No.
Ms. Matz?
Yes. I mean, no.
Mr. Oldfield?
Yes.
Mr. Peel?
Yes.
Mayor Superba? Mayor Superba, it's 4 votes no, 4 votes yes.
Yes, by all means, read the minutes.
The motion carries.
Read on, Ms. Johnson.
Big Cherry City Council meeting, Tuesday, October 25th, minutes. Attendance: V. Assalone, R. Blake, M. Breeding, J. Carp, H. Hanratty, G. Innes, B. Matz, G. Oldfield, Mayor Superba, staff, D. Johnson, clerk, not in attendance, B. Peel. Guests, none, closed session. Number 1, welcome and overview. Mayor Superba called the meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. and due to a closed meeting dispensed with the invocation. The council recited the Pledge of Allegiance. Mayor Superba then asked if there were any announcements. Mr. Carp then announced that Mr. Peel was not in attendance because his mother had just passed away and Mr. Peel was attending her funeral on the coast. Mr. Carp then passed around a sympathy card for Mr. Peel and all the members of the board signed it. Mr. Carp had planned to present the card to Mr. Peel at the next board meeting. Number 2, the minutes of the meeting of October 18th were submitted and approved, Appendix X 972. Number 3, Mayor Superba began the meeting with an acknowledgement of the success of the Big Cherry Savages, undefeated so far this year. 2 of the team's players, Kyle Murray and Danny Calderon, had been named co-recipients of the Defensive Player of the Month of the 4A Division. The council discussed creating a proclamation for the Savages and designating a specific date as Big Cherry Savages Day, but decided to wait to see how they fared in the playoffs. This decision has been postponed as an agenda item until January of the new year. Number 4, Mayor Superba then, by proclamation, declared November as Eye Injury Prevention Month in Big Cherry. The proclamation was intended to be presented to Dr. Mahendra Puri, but he was unable to attend the meeting. The city delivered the proclamation to his office at the Big Cherry Eye Institute, Appendix X 973. Number 5, the council then turned the subject to the upcoming Big Cherry Heritage Festival. There was a lot of discussion about the importance of this year's festival, in particular for 2 reasons. The first, November 29th, will be the sesquicentennial of the Battle of Mackey Creek, and the second, the attendance has been steadily dropping at the festival for 12 consecutive years, and the festival now operates on a deficit. In the interest of generating greater income for the festival, Mr. Blake proposed an attraction called Lincoln Smackdown. Some discussion about the attraction followed, and Mr. Blake agreed to develop the idea further before reintroducing it to the group. Mr. Carp continued the discussion of the festival, raising the issue of lost and stolen bicycles held in the city of the Big Cherry warehouse. After some investigation, Mr. Carp had discovered that Sheriff Assalone was selling these items on eBay and using the proceeds to rent a privately owned fire engine from his brother, Councilman Assalone, which is used for entertainment purposes in the Big Cherry Heritage Festival. Mr. Breeding pointed out that the fire engine had become one of the trademarks of the festival, and its image has been used in the festival's publicity materials for a number of years. Mr. Carp countered that the sheriff was handing over city funds to his brother, that the rent for the fire engine was astronomical, and the bicycles could serve a greater good in the community if they were given to low-income children rather than the festival. Mr. Carp went on to take a low view of the festival and suggested that the community might be better off without it. This view was rejected, and Mr. Carp's tenure with the council was completed. NB Appendix X 974 TR Carp on Beach Seat HF. Given the high emotion of the proceedings, Mayor Superba called an end to the meeting before any other agenda items could be considered. Closing ceremony. The meeting concluded at 8:18 p.m. Minutes composed DJ 1018.
Hope that answers your questions.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she could read it again so I could live through it a third time.
May I see that, please?
You know, I don't appreciate your suggestion that we aren't doing our jobs well. This council has been around for a long time, you know, and it was doing just fine before you showed up.
Mr. Assalone, it's fine.
I'm sure that you're very eager to make your contribution, but trust me, Big Cherry runs like a top.
It's all right. Mr. Peel is new to our council and so deserves every benefit of the doubt.
Here, here.
So we were still on agenda item 7.2, Mr. Blake's proposal for Lincoln Smackdown. Further discussion, Mr. Blake?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to offer two proposals. One for a temporary version for the Big Cherry Heritage Festival. The second, a more permanent attraction, used in its own steel-built purpose cage somewhere in the vicinity of
NB. NB?
I'm sorry.
NB.
Yes, Mr. Peel.
I see this notation in paragraph number 5 concerning Mr. Carp's interaction with the council. This view was rejected and Mr. Carp's tenure with the council was completed. NB, App X 974 TR Carp on BCHF.
A secretarial notation.
Boilerplate.
So now we're going to examine the footnotes.
I know what NB means.
Well, maybe you could do an in-depth study of the page numbers.
Nota bene.
Perhaps you're going to expose the conspiracy of the font.
Nota bene. Anyone. Nota bene.
Mr. Mayor, how much more of this going to put up
world is
with?
coming down on top of me.
Miss Johnson, nota bene.
Note well.
Note well. It's Latin. I know a little Latin because I'm a dentist, and nota bene means note well. You write NB, followed by a colon, followed by App X 974 TR Carp on BCHF. App X is appendix.
Yes.
974 is the number label appendix,
Yes.
and TR is transcript.
Transcript?
Transcript.
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 Note well the transcript of Mr. Carp's discussion with the board.
Why would you make a transcript?
Because I'm good at my job.
I would like to hear the transcript of Mr. Carp on BCHF.
You will need to make a motion to hear that transcript, Mr. Peel.
No, I don't. That transcript is noted as an appendix to these minutes. We've already voted to read these minutes, and now I want to hear that transcript.
I am on a lot of medication!
Mr. Mayor, I'm not going to sit here.
You are going to sit there, Mr. Assalone. You're going to sit there and nota bene.
The sheriff is handing city funds over to the government.
I own the goddamn fire engine. I'm doing the city a service.
And the rent you charge is astronomical.
That's my business. It's still a free market.
Gentlemen, please, let's have a civil discourse. Mr. Carp has the floor.
And Mr. Mayor, setting aside for the moment the brazen graft, which may be criminally actionable, those bikes would serve a greater good in our community if they were given to low-income children rather than the festival.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Yes, Ms. Ennis?
I think everyone here knows how much I adore low-income children. This seems to me a question of priorities. Is it possible Mr. Carp does not hold our Heritage Festival in high esteem?
It's a fair question, Mr. Carp.
No, I don't hold our heritage council in high. You know, whoa! Hold your horses. Give me a minute, please. George, do you remember where you first heard the story of the battle at Mackey Creek?
Church is dead. Or school. I can't tell the difference.
Ms. Ennis?
Church, I imagine.
Me too. When I was a boy growing up in Big Cherry, I used to hear that story in Sunday school. And you remember how we'd reenact the battle, perform it,
get in our little costumes, act out all the parts for the Heritage Festival. Here is your future. Well, God help me, I got curious. And I got it into my head to go look for that story. So I looked online, and I found a couple little things here and there, but I couldn't find anything specific about Otto Pym. So I wrote a couple emails. I wrote one to Deborah Farmer's great-grandkids. I didn't hear back. I wasn't surprised. They're all oil bigwigs now. No time for a little town like Big Cherry. Then I wrote one to the U.S. Army. And I'll be darned if a month later they didn't write me back. Said, yes, they had record of Otto Pym. In fact, he had been given the Medal of Honor. And I thought, well, that is all the proof of the story anyone needs. And I felt proud. Like I was still that little boy thrilling to the adventures of Sergeant Otto Pym. But one other thing they wrote caught my eye. It said that Otto Pym was one of 20 soldiers to receive commendations for their part at the battle at Mackey Creek. And I thought, 20? Now that doesn't jive with the story of 8 horse soldiers I heard all my life. So I started to think I should dig in further. Then I had a devil of a time finding anything else. I looked at old textbooks, old newspapers, I wrote historical societies, Old West magazines, book authors, everyone I could think of. And finally, my daughter-in-law asks, have you tried talking to any Native Americans? And I pretty much laughed in her face. And then I got terrifically embarrassed. Because it was so obvious, and it truly never occurred to me. Well, turns out that the library at the junior college over in Grassland has an archive of local Native history. So I went over there and poked around a couple Sundays. And finally one day I came upon this Bible, handwritten, mimeographed, bound up in rubber bands and shoved at the bottom of a file cabinet. It's a bunch of oral histories. And there is one in particular. With your indulgence, I would like to read you some of it. Now, I hadn't planned on getting into all of this with you this evening. I really didn't. I'm sorry I have to get into this at all, but, you know, some things need doing, and here we are. So strap in. This is an oral history transcribed in 1942 by a schoolgirl at the Mackey Creek Indian Agricultural Academy. It's a boarding school. Now long gone. Used to be on the Farm to Market Road out by the water treatment plant. The girl who took down this history, her name is Shannon Redstar, and she is transcribing a story told to her by her grandmother, a woman who was at the battle at Mackey Creek. And her name was Maku. A boy from our camp had gone out for days to hunt. He came back very excited. He told the men that he had found a big herd one day's ride away, and a group of the men rode out with that boy to find the four-leggeds. They were excited because the herds had become sparse and the freezing moon was coming. We lived by the river. We were the people who gathered fish from the water. But four-legged beings meant we could get through the freezing moon, so they rode away. It was that night that the soldiers showed up in our camp. It was as if they knew the men would be away. And they made us get out and come stand in front of them while they searched our lodges and us. They said we'd stolen eggs from a white family near to us along the river. I don't know if anyone had stolen any eggs, but why would we? We had our own chickens and our own eggs. They made all the men show them their guns and put their guns in a pile. But the only men there were elders who could not hunt. And one man was deaf and he could not hear what the soldiers were yelling at him. And he didn't know why they were trying to grab his gun. And they wrestled with that gun and it went off. And suddenly they were shooting at us. There were so many soldiers and so few of us. We were old men and women and children. We ran for the river, but they rode after us and they were shooting us. Some women swam out so far away to get away from the shooting, but the water was so cold and the water took them. I ran down the bank of the river as fast as I could go, and I was pulling a girl with me, a little girl who was not mine. But she was too young and she could not run as fast as me. I pulled her with me down the river bank into the dark. I could hear the shooting behind me, but I didn't turn around. I just ran. The little girl could not keep up, but I was pulling her down the bank when we heard the horse behind us. The little girl screamed, but the soldier shot her, and she went still. I went into the river to hide in the freezing water. The man shot his gun into the water, but the water spirit took me and hid me. I saw him get off his horse and take his knife and take the ear from the little girl who ran with me. And he put that ear on a string with other ears, and he wore that string around his neck. They killed 122 of us that night, mostly women and children. When the hunters rode back, the soldiers said that they had started the fighting, and they marched them back to the soldiers' fort and put them in the stockade, and they marched us to the reservation. They gave a lot of those soldiers medals for what they did that night. And the first white family who lived where our relatives used to found oil here in the ground, and they became very rich from the earth and began the town here. And do you know that they named the town after us? Because what those men called us was cherry niggers. And that is how the town got its name. Forgive me. Oh. Well, now you know why I no longer hold our heritage festival in high esteem. In fact, when I first read this, I thought our best course of action would be to burn the goddamn Heritage Festival to the ground. But I am not a burning kind. And after some reflection, I realized that we could use the festival in a new way, teach some of our actual heritage. I don't know anyone who wouldn't benefit from some unvarnished truth. Folks, we have to tell this story, reconcile this, make reparations where possible.
Reparations?
How about apologize? That would be a good start.
What do we have to apologize for?
All of it. Matt, we have to apologize for all of it.
I haven't done anything.
Yes, you have too. Every time you repeat that fairy tale about Sergeant Otto Pym. I've done it. We've all done it. This document is not just a repudiation, it is an opportunity. And this council could take the wheel on this issue in one stroke. We could manage our guilt and start to make room for everyone in this town. You know that this community is not solely comprised of the descendants of German and Irish settlers, or of Mr. Blake's ancestors, but also of the people who survived this massacre.
You believe that? That the descendants of this tribe still live in this town?
No, we killed most of them. But Miss Redstar, who took this down for her grandmother, lives in a nursing home with your mother, Matt.
Mr. Carp, I agree with you. It is a remarkable document, and I do believe it should have a public hearing, providing you can corroborate this woman's story. Yeah. I think the best thing to do moving forward would be to keep this under wraps until after this year's Heritage Festival.
Here, here.
Then let's agree to do that, and we'll form a committee. We'll form a search.
You know, this woman's story has found me after 150 years. I will be goddamned if I'm going to send it off to die in some committee. our ways around here. But this is the true story of our town. I know it and you know it. And if this council will not face up to its responsibility, I will take this to the newspaper and get it published straight away. Carp!
I play golf every weekend with Jim Rutherford. He's the editor of the Big Cherry Record, and I seriously doubt he'd be interested in a story like this.
Then I'll take it to the Grassland Democrats. You know they'll publish it. Someone will publish this. I'll give it to my kids to put on their computers. Facebook!
Mr. Carp, the issue before this council concerns the use of funds derived from recovered bicycles. You've traveled somewhat far afield.
The issue before this council is a lot bigger than bicycles. The issue before this council is what kind of community do you want to live in? We have built this town on a fiction, and we perpetrate that fiction every day!
Well, I certainly didn't think when I came in here tonight I was getting a browbeating from you.
You deserve a browbeating, George! There is an old lady in our town whose relatives were slaughtered so we could build a Rexall drug. She woke up every morning in a town named after a slur on her ethnicity. Why wouldn't we stand up for her? What is a town anyway? You think it is an imaginary fence built around 25 square miles and the people who live in it are just random strangers scrambling for advantage over one another? Isn't the idea of a town bigger than that? Isn't the town the idea itself? That in the place where we send our children to school together, where we break bread together, where we die together, that we owe each other some simple goddamn decency!
How did you know about those bicycles being stored at the city locker?
What?
That warehouse where the bikes are stored, that's a secure facility. It's city property.
What does that got to do with anything?
Would you have access to the city locker?
No.
Legal access, I mean.
No.
Okay.
What are you saying, Vince?
I'm not saying anything.
Sounds like you're threatening me.
I didn't hear anything that even resembled a threat.
I'm just curious is all. I mean, that's what we were talking about, was the bicycles being stored at the city locker. Someone busted in over there.
Is that right?
Someone did, yeah.
You think I did?
Well, I don't think that. I don't think that. But my brother is on his way over here and has some questions for you.
What are you guys gonna do? Make me disappear?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Johnson. Now, back to the topic at hand, Lincoln Smackdown. Mr. Blake, I believe you have the floor.
What?
You have the floor, Mr. Blake. This is your cause, Lincoln Smackdown.
I need to table this for now. Maybe I can present something new next week.
What have you done? Moving on to new business. Item 8.1 concerns a resolution which stipulates 1. That Sergeant Otto Pym's triumph over the Sioux uprising is the official history of Big Cherry. And 2. Big Cherry Public Schools will advance only this official history, enabling a rising generation to better understand the principles of the founding of Big Cherry. What in God's name have you done? Mr. Peel, we operate here under Robert's Rules of Order, and I must insist we adhere to the rules, or we will have total chaos.
Are you insane? Miss Johnson, where's Mr. Carp? Miss Johnson!
I am a committed public servant!
I don't understand it. You were helping me. You helped me.
It wasn't personal. I don't agree with shutting down the discourse, and I think that Mr. Carp made some valid points.
Because Mr. Carp is an honorable man.
But I have a little girl now, and I don't have the luxury of these ideas. We live here. This is where we live.
I live here too. And I am going to find Mr. Carp.
We all admire your verve, Mr. Peel, but I urge you to calm down and discuss this with the council.
Because you're all such reasonable people.
Because this is the forum by which our society rules itself. This is our system, and you can either work from inside it or from outside it. It will affect more change from within.
Mr. Carp tried working from within, and you've all silenced him somehow, just because you disagree with your own history.
History is a verb. Your little girl, Justine, you say she's 18 months?
Yes.
Just learning to walk, developing her vocabulary?
Yes.
I'm curious. Are you teaching her the difference between right and wrong?
What are you saying?
I doubt you are. You're doing what every new parent does, just trying to keep her alive. You're teaching her the animal act of self-preservation. Look around this room. We have children too. We want them to flourish and thrive. We want to give them agency and means and power and hope. We want them to look forward to the next generation and the generation after that, not the generation behind them. What amazing things our children will accomplish.
Of course, we all want what's best for our children, Mr. Mayor. But the way you give them that future matters. The way you conduct yourself matters. The lessons you teach your children, the example you set for them, who you are, it matters.
Who you are? Wait a minute. Don't you mean we? Aren't you one of us?
I'm nothing like you.
Go on, get out of here. Go run and get in your SUV. You do have an SUV, yes? You don't like it. It consumes a terrific amount of energy to drive just one family around. And it spews toxic material into our atmosphere. But you got it anyway, because it hurts your wife's back to put a baby in the car seat of a sedan. I have an SUV too. Get in your SUV, drive through the rain to your 2-story house. Kiss your wife and baby. Pour yourself a drink. Single mom. Or maybe just get a snack. Sit in front of the computer. Start posting some of your outrage on social media. Call a congressman in the morning after a good night's sleep on your king-size bed. Be sure to leave a thoroughly scalding message demanding justice for Mr. Carp. But at some point tonight, when the temperature of your home drops to a certain mark and you hear the heater come on, because that's what you've programmed it to do, remember, you live in a cocoon of comfort and safety because a lot of people who came before you weren't afraid to get their hands dirty. Imagine 2 futures for your daughter. One in which she is little Debbie Farmer, held tight in the bosom of her family, and the world before her is open and fertile. The other in which she's that little Indian girl, running down that riverbank, her last moments lived in blind terror.